This movie kicks off like 30 years ago, back in 95. There's this little kid, Blake, and it's just him and his dad living out in the boonies in Oregon. His mom died, so his dad is super protective and always on his case about being tough. And for good reason, because there are these stories going around about some bloodthirsty, human-looking monster that just attacked a hiker. So the dad is always yelling at Blake to be more responsible, but Blake's just a kid, you know? He's just looking at the pretty trees and stuff, totally clueless about the danger. Anyway, one day they're out hunting. Blake sees these really cool-looking mushrooms and he's like, "Ooh, awesome," and goes to grab them. But his dad totally freaks out and stops him. He's like, "Dude, those are poisonous. You gotta be careful. This place isn't just pretty, it's dangerous." But Blake isn't really getting it. Then a deer shows up. Dad raises his gun to take a shot, but the deer bolts. So Blake, trying to be a big shot, grabs the gun and runs off to get a better angle. Total kid move, right? But get this, he looks through the scope and instead of the deer, he sees this thing. It looks like a person, but it's making this insane, terrifying growling noise that echoes everywhere. Blake is scared out of his mind. His dad finds him and just chews him out again. At this point, the kid is probably more scared of his dad than the actual monster. So they book it and hide in this old treehouse. Dad peeks through the gun scope and sees the deer they were hunting is totally shredded. Total disaster. Then he sees the beast itself and takes a shot, but he misses and the thing runs off. Blake is like, "Dad, what was that thing?" And his dad, trying not to freak him out even more, just lies and says it was just a bear, no biggie. But later that night, Blake overhears his dad on the phone, spilling the beans to someone. He's saying the beast is totally real, he saw it, and he has to kill it to keep Blake safe. Okay, so bam, we jump forward 30 years to now. Blake is all grown up and he's a dad himself living in San Francisco with his family. He's got a super cute daughter and he loves her to pieces. And the big deal for him is he does not want to be like his own dad. He wants to be a good father, not some scary yelling guy. His daughter loves him too. They have this cute thing where she puts her hand on his forehead and is like, "I know what you're thinking. You're thinking about how much you love me." And he's like, "You got it." But one day, his daughter is messing around and does something that could have gotten her hurt, and Blake just snaps. He yells at her, super harsh, just like his dad would have. The little girl starts crying, and Blake immediately feels like total garbage. He's like, "Oh no, I'm just like him." So he apologizes right away and promises he'll never do it again. So Blake's a writer who works from home, but his wife, Charlotte, is a big shot news reporter and is always busy, so she's never around. There's this growing distance between them, which sucks because they both love each other. Then Blake gets a letter. And get this, it's about his dad, the one who disappeared 30 years ago right after that phone call. Yeah, the police have officially declared him dead. Even though his relationship with his dad was messed up, Blake is seriously shaken by the news, so he gets this idea. He's like, "Hey, we should all take a trip back to my old house in Oregon." He figures it's a chance to get away, reconnect with Charlotte and his daughter, and just sort of deal with all this dad stuff. Okay, so Blake tells Charlotte he wants to go on this trip, and she is totally on board. She's like, "Yes, I'll take time off," because honestly, she feels like a bad mom. She knows she's been so busy with work that she's drifting away from them, and she spills the beans to Blake about it, but he's like, "Don't even think that, you're a great mom." So the very next day, they pack up the car and go on the trip. They get to his old village hoping to find the house and make everything better, but he's completely lost. I mean, it's been 30 years, the whole place has changed, and to make it worse, their cell service is dead. No maps, nothing. Total disaster. Then they see this guy up in a treehouse, and he's got a gun. He spots them and starts coming down, and Charlotte is instantly freaking out. She's like, let's go, let's go. He has a gun, but Blake is all calm, like, "Hey, no biggie. Everyone has guns out here." And get this, the guy comes over, and it's Blake's childhood friend. Surprise! So Blake is like, "Dude, can you show us the way? Can't find my own house." So his friend hops in the car to give them directions. It's getting really late and they're super close to the house, but then, bam! Some strange thing dashes out in front of the car. Blake swerves and the car completely flips over. It's a horrible crash. Blake's friend, totally panicked, tries to get out of the overturned car. He opens the door and just falls right out onto the ground. And the same beast from the beginning is right there and just attacks him. It's messed up. So Blake, Charlotte, and their daughter are scrambling to get out. Charlotte and the kid make it, but just as Blake is climbing out, the beast lunges and slashes his arm. He manages to get away though. The three of them just run for their lives with the monster hot on their trail. They see a house in the distance. It's Blake's old house, and they just sprint for it. They barely make it inside and slam the door shut. It's pitch black in there, and Charlotte and her daughter are completely terrified. First things first, Blake finds a flashlight and then gets the generator started. He shines the light out the window, and it looks like the coast is clear. The animal is gone. After a minute, Charlotte's like, "What in the world was that thing?" And Blake is just as clueless. He's like, I have no idea. I've never seen anything like it. Charlotte says they have to call for help, so Blake finds his dad's old radio and tries to get it working, but no luck. The frequency won't connect. Then suddenly, Blake starts feeling really weird. His condition gets way worse. His teeth are starting to fall out. His arm is bleeding where the beast got him, which he'd kind of forgotten about in all the chaos. He tries to play it off like, it's just from the window glass, but Charlotte's like, no way, that looks like a claw mark. So she bandages him up, and she and her daughter go to sleep. But while Blake is trying to secure the main door, he hears these really loud footsteps nearby. But here's the crazy part. Only he can hear them. He follows the sound, and it's coming from inside a cupboard. He looks inside, and it's a spider, a tiny spider. He can hear it walking. He puts it all together. The thing that bit him, it was a wolf. And now he's turning into one. That's why his teeth are falling out. New wolf teeth are growing in. And his hearing is suddenly superhuman. He's totally freaking out, feeling like his brain is going to explode. Then he hears the wolf howling outside, and this time Charlotte wakes up too. Blake presses his ear against the door to listen, and the next second, the wolf smashes through the bottom of the door and grabs his foot. It starts dragging him out. But Charlotte, thinking fast, grabs an axe and scares the wolf away. Total badass move. So Blake is saved for now, but the wolf virus is speeding up his transformation. Normal sounds are becoming loud and scary, and he can't even talk like a person anymore. Charlotte totally understands now. It's a wolf infection, and Blake knows it too. He knows he's not going to make it. He's so scared, he literally urinates. Charlotte tries to handle him, giving him a pen and paper. He just writes one word, dying. She tries to calm him down, saying, no, you're just sick, you'll be fine. But he can't even understand her words anymore. His vision is getting all weird too, seeing strange things. His hair starts falling out fast, and his condition gets critical. His daughter sees him and is so scared. She's like, Mom, what's wrong with Dad? And Charlotte just says, he's sick. Then Charlotte notices his arm is bleeding again. She sends her daughter away, takes off the bandage, and is horrified. The wound is completely rotten. Blake is in so much pain that he starts scratching at the wound, and then he starts biting his own arm. It's a complete nightmare. So Charlotte sees Blake biting himself, and she's like, nope, we are not waiting till morning. We're out of here. She realizes she's going to lose him forever if they don't get help right now. She spots a car parked outside. Big risk, but what else can she do? She somehow gets her family into the car and starts to drive off, but then bam! The wolf is right there and it jumps on top of their car. So they immediately bail from the car and just run. They see a greenhouse nearby and climb on top of it to get away. But the wolf just gets inside the greenhouse and starts tearing the roof apart from below. It's a total disaster. Their daughter almost falls through a hole, but Charlotte manages to save her just in time. This spot is not safe, so Blake, who's still got some sense left, signals to Charlotte to get their daughter back to the main house. He's going to distract the wolf and lead it somewhere else. It's a hero move. Charlotte grabs the chance and runs back to the house with her daughter. A little while later, Blake comes back, and dude, he has changed. He's transformed way more. All his hair has fallen out, and he's got full-on wolf teeth. Then he vomits blood, and get this, severed wolf fingers come out. That means when he was fighting the wolf before, he literally bit its fingers off and ate them. The animal inside him is taken over. He knows he's about to become a danger to his own family, so he decides to leave. But as soon as he opens the door, the wolf is standing right there, back for revenge. It pounces on Blake, and it's this brutal fight between the two of them. At first, the other wolf is winning, but then Blake just goes for it and bites its neck and rips it apart. The wolf is dead. And then Blake sees it. There's a tattoo on the dead wolf's arm. The same tattoo his dad had. Surprise, that wolf was his dad. Turns out his dad got bitten all those years ago and turned, and now the virus has been passed to Blake. Knowing he's a monster, he runs out of the house to save his family from himself. But as soon as he's outside, he just collapses. His jaw gets wider, his teeth get bigger, these long, dangerous claws pop out, and thick hair grows all over his body. He has completely become a werewolf, just like his dad. And what does he do? He turns around to go attack his own family. Charlotte sees him and knows it's over. Blake is completely gone. She doesn't open the door and grabs a knife for protection, but Blake just smashes his way inside.
But then somewhere inside him, the human part is still fighting the animal part because he sees Charlotte and his daughter and he doesn't attack. But Charlotte, thinking he's a threat, starts attacking him with the knife. Blake is just trying to get the knife away from her, so she runs away with their daughter and they hide in the barn. Charlotte sees a bear trap and decides to use it. They hide, and a few minutes later, Blake breaks into the barn. It's super dark and they think he can't see them, but with his wolf eyes, he can see them perfectly. But he still doesn't attack. He just walks forward and snap. He gets caught in the trap. Charlotte and her daughter take the chance and run, and Blake, to get free, bites his own foot off. So messed up. He starts crawling after them. They end up right back where the whole mess started, by their crashed car. Charlotte finds the gun that was there and hides with her daughter in the old treehouse. By now, it's morning. Blake crawls to the treehouse and climbs up. He just watches them. He still doesn't hurt them. The poor guy spent his whole life trying not to be like his scary dad, trying to make sure his daughter was never afraid of him. And now here he is, a monster, and she's terrified. He just can't take it. And then his daughter does her mind-reading thing one last time. She looks at Charlotte. She says, "Mom, Dad wants you to kill him. He wants you to shoot him." But Charlotte can't do it. She just can't. So Blake starts acting all aggressive, provoking her, basically forcing her to do it. So with no choice, she shoots him. He falls down, and in his last moments, he's just looking at the beautiful forest the way he saw it when he was a kid. His wife and daughter come down and sit with him, and his daughter reads his mind one last time. She says, "Dad, you're still thinking that you love your family so much. That's why you didn't hurt us." And hearing that, Blake dies. Her daughter knows his pain is finally over, that he's at peace. She just hugs her mom and cries. They've accepted that this was just their fate, and they leave to start a new life. And that's where the movie ends.